Greetings, mortals, and welcome to Fan Fiction Friday. Every Friday, I hope to read to you something from fanfiction.net. Now, please note that I will take requests eventually, but please note that when I do take requests, I will not take anything rated M for sexual content, in progress. It has to be a finished story, and it has to be at least 15 chapters or less. I don't want a really long one. But anyways, for the first couple of Fridays, I will be reading to you my story of a fanfiction of the Alan Wake game. It's called Andrew Blake, and I know I kind of break my first rule of it has to be finished, but hey, what else am I going to read for my first fanfiction Friday? So, without further ado, I'd like to read to you my fanfiction on Alan Wake, Andrew Blake. Disclaimer: I do not own any of the original Alan Wake characters or places. The only characters I own are Andrew Blake and his parents. Prologue. As a child, I've always had a flair for the supernatural, and I still do. I would look at things that people had no explanation for and try to give it one. Most people would just say I have an overactive imagination. I call it thinking outside the box. Hi, my name is Andrew Blake. I'm a high school student in my hometown of Defiance, Ohio. I'm a 6'7" husky white male. My parents are Deb and Mike Blake. I had just finished my freshman year of high school, so me and my family decided to take a cross-country road trip during my summer vacation. All along the way, I continuously asked the locals of the current town if there were any supernatural hotspots I could check out. I'd hear stories of weird creature sightings, or maybe a haunted house with a murderous history. All of these were very exciting to me. Little did I know what my little hobby would stir up when my family's vacation took a turn through the beautiful town of Bright Falls, Washington. It was a cool summer evening, the day that my family pulled our blue Ford pickup truck onto the ferry that would take us to the small Washington state town of Bright Falls. I was particularly excited to visit Bright Falls. We had stopped for our lunch break in Seattle a couple miles back, and I asked the waiter if there were any supernatural hotspots I could visit while we were here. He unfortunately said that Seattle didn't have any. However, there was a town a couple miles south that was known to have weird stuff happen. Just to my luck, my dad said that we had planned to pass through the town on our way to California, which made me very excited. After about a half hour of riding the ferry, I finally saw the town in the distance. We passed under a railway bridge with a big sign that said, "Welcome to Bright Falls." We all got back into the truck and drove off the ferry. We all decided that it was getting late and we should find a place to have dinner. We managed to find a small diner called the Oh Dear Diner. We all laughed at the funny name and then pulled into the parking spot. We all entered the diner with squinting eyes. We didn't know why the inside of the diner was so bright. "Hello, welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. Will you be dining in today?" said a woman in a light red diner outfit. My dad was the first to speak up. "Yes, we will be." She seated us in a booth near the back next to the jukebox. "My name is Rose, and I will be serving you today. Is there anything I can get you to drink?" she said. We all ordered our usual drinks. My dad a Pepsi, my mom an iced tea, and I a Diet Pepsi for me. When she came back with our drinks, I decided to be the one to ask about the lights. "Mind if I ask what all the lights are for? You've got them all over the place, in the front door, the walkway to the restroom, even above each seat. It just seems a little excessive." She smirked a little, as if she's been asked this before. And then she replied, "I have a big fear of the dark. I feel the need to make sure that there is no darkness whatsoever. Hope you don't think it's too weird. Nah, I don't think so. There are people who have a germophobia and refuse to leave their house unless wearing a hazmat suit. Nah, that's weird. She chuckled. You're right. Hey, are you folks staying in town for Deerfest? It's only 5 days away. We all looked at each other real quick and then looked back at Rose. What's Deerfest? My dad said. Well, it's an annual festival that we have to celebrate the start of hunting season. Our town is known to be one of the best places to hunt since there are vast forests around the town. There will be rides, floats, food, and a lot of fun. I immediately turned to my dad. Please, Dad, can we stay? We can, but that means we might have to skip a couple of sighting spots when we leave. That's okay. All right, looks like we'll be staying for Deerfest. All right, hope to see you there. Now, can I take your order? We all ordered a different kind of burger and enjoyed it greatly. Later, after we had finished, we were about to exit when we heard Rose give us one last "Thank you for coming." I then turned around to ask her, Hey, this is just a hobby of mine. I was wondering if you know of any supernatural sightings or hotspots around? She suddenly looked down with a blank look on her face. She then looked up to me and said, No, I don't. Sorry. In an uneasy tone. With that, I said, Oh well, thank you anyway. I got out to the truck. So, did she say if there were anything strange to check out? My mom said. She said no, but she said it kind of weird. What do you mean by that? She said it like she was trying to hide something. Oh well, you can ask some of the townsfolk later. Right now, we need to find a place that we can stay for the night, my dad said. With that, my dad pulled the truck out of the parking lot and onto the road. Little did I know that that was the last time I would be visiting the Oh Dear Diner for just food.